watching Faith World TV. Faith World TV, changing the world with the Word of God.
Good morning, everyone. It is time to arise and shine. I will be your host for this episode. I'm Kristie, and it is always a pleasure to meet here with you. Today, we have invited Bishop John Francis into the studios with us to tell us all about what's happening with Ruach City Church. There's an expansion going on. There's a move going on. So just stick around. Bishop.
Hi.
Lovely to have you. We had you the last time with, it was Pastor Jonathan Miller.
Yes, that was the last time we came here.
Yes.
Yeah.
Fantastic having you again and
Thank you for having us.
Hear all about what's going on. Tell us, how have you been and how has ministry been? How is it going?
Been very busy. Lots going on at Ruach City Church. We're in a season of transition. Like a lot of people, we've come out of the pandemic, and it's about restructuring, casting the vision, because a lot of people, what people don't realize is, since people come out of pandemic, a lot of people have changed. Mm-hmm. Family has changed. People have passed on. So there's a lot of different dynamics. I found out that all of a sudden we're the adults now. We were the young people, but now we're the adults, and most of us have buried our parents, or some people are now looking after their parents. And so there's a lot of changes taking place. The church changed. We got a lot of millennials who are literally in the force, in the limelight now, because I believe it's their times, and the Jay-Z's and what have you. And again, I think sometimes it's a bit of a culture shift, because some people don't realize their parents now to the next generation. They're the counselors. Mm-hmm. And some people feel like they still have a lot to achieve, and they haven't achieved it yet. Yeah. And they feel like some of these young ones are probably trying to stop them from achieving. There's a lot of politics and a lot of dynamics that's playing it right now. But it's been great. It's been really fantastic. Ruach's been growing, and we can see some great things happening. It's about now trying to set the church for the future, because I believe in legacy. Mm-hmm. This year I'm going to be 60 years old. Oh. And one of the problems in our church is that we don't know how to retire our leaders. We only know how to bury them. Mm. And the sad thing is, we got to understand that. And when I talk about retire, because in fact, when I use the word retire, that means a lot of things to different people. I think black people, when they hear retire, they think it's the end. Yeah. When you speak to white people about, put your side is over. When you speak to white people about retire, it's the new lease of life. They're going on a cruise. They're going to enjoy themselves. So when I'm talking about retire, I'm not talking about ending. I'm talking about setting up the next generation. Because a lot of leaders, one of the things they do, they try to put leaders in power when they're half tired and when they're half sick. Mm-hmm. No, I need to be their coach now. I need to be their advisor now, and they need to run the vision. They know the generation who they're communicating to. So yeah, for me right now, it's about planning and setting up a legacy.
Oh, brilliant. Passing on that baton.
That's the word.
How has it been, with that transition? A lot of, like you said, a lot of people in our community, they hold on to a lot of things instead of passing it on and, letting the next generation take on, that legacy that you're talking about. How has it been? Has it been an easy one, or?
We have a problem. People of color, we have a problem when it comes to passing on. You can look in African countries.
Bishop, I love you. I love how you
We have a problem. And I'm going to say this. It stems from slavery.
Okay.
Unfortunately, one of the things we struggle with, we struggle with letting go of power, letting go of titles.
That is so true.
Yeah? And it all down to slavery, because we never had it. When we were never given. When you gave a title to a person, it was the homeboy got a title, being the homeboy of the slave. Do you understand what I'm saying? And that he became important. What we are dealing with now is a lot of people who come to church and now it's changed now because your generation is more educated, but my parents' generation, they got their title from church. You are now deacon, you are now pastor, that's a title. Because some of them didn't have the education to have the title, the BA title. So title means a lot to black folks. And so when they feel like you're taking it away from them or taking a position away from them, they don't deal with it very well. What in the white culture, unless they're poor, but most middle class people understand about titles, about leadership, and then duplicating and bringing on, setting up for the next person, and they then go up in the chain. As now we do have the title, not the title of running things, but the title of the coach, the title of the advisor, the elder or what have you. But we do suffer from that, unfortunately, because everybody wants to be in charge. Everybody wants a position. And when I say everybody, because some people don't, but most people who have some kind of ambition, they are looking for that. And so you have these challenges where you got to admit to yourself, wait a minute, first of all, can I do this thing? And secondly, is my time up? Yeah? You can only be a footballer at a certain age. After a while, they're looking for a younger bloke to come and play football because you can't run as fast. You can't do all the things that the next one is doing. And I think our problem is everybody wants to hold on to the title because it's about who they are and they're more respected and what have you. And that's why we have corruption, problems within our countries, because guess what? We don't set it up for the next person. God created everything to move. Nothing was supposed to be stagnant. Everything. While we're here, we're moving right now. The earth is moving. You can't feel it, but everything was designed to move. And everything was designed to renew. Everything. If you notice, your skin doesn't keep old skin. It sheds because it's God's plan that things should renew.
Yes.
But if I keep holding on to my dead skin, okay, I'm going to cause dis-ease to come in my body. Because my body was created to shed so that new things can come.
Brilliant. I love that.
Yeah.
You pointed out sometimes we hold on to old things, to the titles, etc. And when it's taken from us, it's like we feel valueless.
Yeah.
So how do we find the
We have to re-educate ourselves to understand you have moved from being the person who was in charge to a statesman or a stateswoman, and now your job is to coach person. The Bible says he writes to the young man because he's strong, but he writes to the older man because he knows the way.
Okay.
Our problem is we got strong leading, but don't know the way. And we got the man who knows the way, but he ain't got the strength. It's the combination of the two. And it's not me devaluing myself. It's me continuing a legacy of myself. And also I'm helping a generation to prove, you know what? Let me just say this.
I love that.
When God spoke to Abraham, he says, you're going to be great. He says, your seed's going to multiply and I'm going to bless you. He weren't just talking to Abraham, he's talking to his seed. What we got to understand, I'm not going to fulfill everything of the dream, but I'm a part of the dream. And who comes after me, like my daughter, Elder Juanita, Elder Ezra, these younger ones, they are going to continue the legacy of a dream that even precedes me. My father was a bishop. But when you see me, you see an aspect of him. But guess what? We all have a season, and we got to understand, and if all of our black folks can get this, boy, our black countries will do great. We have the resources, we have everything, but we're just trying to hold on to position. And let me tell you something, I'm not as quick as I used to be when I was young. Oh man, when I was young, my brain worked real quickly. I'm getting older. I'm going to be 60. I can feel it slowing down. I'm there, that's right. The other day saying I'm running for the bus. I was like, praise the Lord. First of all, I don't get on the bus so often, but I went on the bus and I was confused. Absolutely
What's
confused.
happening here, Lord?
But you understand what I'm saying? But again, I might, because what's the problem with this generation? We look younger than we really are. That's the problem, because all of these facial stuff that we can have and all of these dyes that we could put in our hair. Come on, let me tell the truth. We can look like we are younger than who we are, but trust me, your bones will tell you. Yeah. Your whole physical aspect of your body will tell you. So to answer your question, I think it's an education. It's us having conversations like this and letting the old, because let me tell you what happens is we got these older people hold on to the positions and they hold on until they die. You know what happens when they die? They die with all the secrets. Yeah. They die with all the things that they should have passed on to us. Yeah. And now we have to start all over again.
True. I get it.
All right.
100%. That is awesome information that we don't find value in the title, but it's in us. Yes. And we need to pass it on to continue the legacy. Awesomely put.
God never said, Abram, I'm going to make your title great. I'm going to make your name great. Once your name great, a title doesn't make you. I can move. Let me tell you something. I can move from being Bishop John Francis today, and I will go out there and do business, and I will be creative and great the same way. I learned so much from ministry that I can take it into the marketplace and become successful, because God did not make my title great. He made my name great.
That is awesome. Let's go on to the move. Yes. There's a lot I wanted to ask you, but I think the time's running out. But let's go on to what's happening. I think you were in Dubai recently preaching, and you've been all over. That's awesome. But exciting news. You're moving from Brixton to Streatham. Tell us, how did
so everybody's asking about Dubai. We're trying to plant a church in Dubai. Why am I doing that? It's becoming a bit difficult because the banks, apparently they have a challenge with some countries. But Dubai, we're trying to plant a church. Why? A lot of my members have moved to Dubai for work purposes. Okay. And the great thing about Dubai, although it's a Muslim country, they do allow the expression of Christianity as long as you do not witness to Muslims. You can't do that. Okay. If they come, that's all right, but you cannot witness. But most Muslims always have anyway an encounter with God, and that's how most of them come to church. When the ones that in my church that turned from and they had an encounter with God, and God speaks to them, and that's how their life changed. So that's why the Dubai situation came, and we're looking next year to plant some churches everywhere. But what's happening now is we were in Brixton, and Brixton Church has been going for 26 plus years, the building. Ministry has been going for 30 plus years since we were in Brixton. And so when we bought that building, it was a big warehouse, and it was great. And we filled the downstairs, and then we had to build a balcony and what have you there. And it was just a warehouse, and God blessed us there. A lot of great preachers, people came out there, people who have big churches now. They told me they came and used to visit and learn from us in those days because we were a prominent church. Before pandemic, we were having like 5 services on a Sunday: 8:30, 10:30, 12:30, 2:30, and 6:30. And so I remember I used to preach at least 3-4 of them services, repeated messages. People would come in, crowds, and another would go out. So that's how the church was. And we wanted to get a building, and so we ended up getting a building in Kilburn, which is a brilliant 4,000-seater auditorium. But I felt like when we got it, we decided, let's start another location rather than try to move everyone from Brixton up to Northwest London. And when we did that, and it's a good thing we did because a lot of people didn't move. When we did that, I felt like some of the Brixton people felt a bit done by, because like
Okay.
we gave all of this money for buildings all the way in North London,
Okay.
and kind of thing. But I think God wanted me to have two theatres. That's all I could say, because I was looking at this theatre from 2004, the one we're going to move into in Streatham.
Okay.
And 2004 was a great time in my church, because according to biblical numerology, 4 is the number of open door, and it was the year we declared was the year of open door, and everybody was starting business and great things was happening in 2004. And in 2004 I was like, yeah, we're going to get this building. Never got it. And then in the middle of the pandemic, I get a phone call, oh, they're ready to sell. I goes, oh yeah, right. I don't even know if I got a congregation about you lot ready to sell. And I really was not really in tune to it. And we were having what you call, because we couldn't have services in the building, we're having what you call streaming. And one of my elders started to, one of the sessions that was happening on stream, she was talking about how Jeremiah was told to buy land. And she said he was in prison when God told him to buy land. And so I was thinking, oh, it's a good word she's talking. And then she said, it's a prophetic word, and it's a prophetic action. So she don't know I got this letter about they're ready to sell this building. And she said, it's like now, just like Jeremiah was in prison, we're in a lockdown. We're literally in a prison, and God is asking us to do a prophetic action, just like he was to buy land while he was in prison. And I'm like, oh my God, I'm supposed to buy the building while we're in the lockdown.
Confirmation.
And it was confirmation. I was like, all right. And I felt, yeah. And then I thought, nah, I'm not going to buy no building. This is just, well, we just about could find money to pay for the bills. Lockdown was stressful for a little while. Yeah. And I thought, no. So anyway, we got ready to have what you call our opening, which is Passover weekend. Some people call it Easter. I like to use the word Passover. Yeah. So we came, we're having the Good Friday service, and I thought, I'm so stressed out. Let me get one of my spiritual sons to come and preach. And he's Pastor Dennis Scotland. He was preaching and getting on real good. And then all of a sudden he turns and he stops and he said, oh, wow. Bishop Francis, God said that what's in you, and you got to do more. Now, I know what he's talking about, because he's now talking to me about this building that I'm like, no, Lord. And he's like, you got, and then when I heard him say that, I start to speak to one of my trustees, and they knew, and I grabbed him when we ran around the church and was just praising him. And then I thought, you know what, God, he's telling me to do this, but we ain't got no money. We just come out of a pandemic. This is, how am I going to do this? And the guy kept calling me, said, are you going to put in an offer? And I thought, put in an offer? I haven't got no money. And then suddenly my brain started working. I remember some years ago, somebody wrote us and said, would we be interested in selling our property? And I said, no, because we ain't got nowhere to go. So I thought, let me call the guy and says, look, hey, are you still interested in buying our property? I goes, because we found another property. And he says, yeah. And they made us an offer, and it was not the offer I wanted. It was like 3 million. And the building I was getting was for 4 million. Okay. I was like, God, I said, no, I need more than that. He goes, I can't offer you more than that. Now, I don't know what happened, but somehow where our building is, there's a developer that's all around us. Okay. Our building is right in the middle of all what he owns. We're the only building that has a front and a back. Somehow he heard that we're trying to sell our building. He calls our head of property and says, I want it. And so I thought, oh, good. So came in and he goes, I want it. He goes, how much you want to offer? I go, how much you want to offer us? He goes, no, how much you want? I goes, how much you want to offer us? Yeah, it's called negotiating. And I goes, come and make me out. He goes, no, tell me. And then he goes, 3 million. I goes, oh, no, 3 million. He goes, no, but your billing's only valued at 2.6 million. I goes, I want more than 3 million. He goes, I want 4.5 million. 4.5 million. And he was like ready to walk away. And I goes, all right, okay. And he goes, oh, wait. And then afterwards, I said to him, because this is the power of negotiation. I know he wanted the building, and I needed this money. Yeah. And I said 4.5, and I says, okay, but I want to exchange in the next couple of weeks. And he was like, yeah, okay. Can you do it? Yeah. I want proof of funds. And he's like, yeah. And we shook hands on it. And then I said, oh, wait a minute. I want to stay in the building. And he goes, and I goes, and he's thinking, oh, rent the building? Because you're going to, and I goes, no, free of charge. And he's like, well, no. I said, hold on a second. I goes, let me just say, that building, if I sell it and you take it over, it's going to be empty and squatters can come in there. Who better to have in there than us to look after the building until you get planning permission, and then you can get. And he goes, yeah, that's a good idea. So we negotiated, and so our 2 years is up at the end of this month. Okay. And so we have to hand over. So I kind of got the month wrong because I thought it was July and then I found it was June. So we've been on this acceleration of trying to decommission everything at Brixton. And this week, tomorrow, in fact, we're going to be having our first truck and taking all of our office stuff and moving to our new building. And then on the 30th of June, we're having our first service at 10 o'clock at 110 Streatham Hill Theatre. And then we're going to have a 6:30 service because some of our locations can't come into the first service, so we're going to try and come. So I'm a bit scared of that because I just know Brixton can pack that place on their own. But yeah,
congratulations!
We're excited. Yeah, thank you.
The 30th of June.
30th of June, 10:30 is our first service. So you want to come?
Yes.
Come to the 10:30. I think you stand a chance. 6:30 might be a bit packed, but still come anyway. And if not, from then onwards, come on a Sunday. If you're in the Streatham, South London area, come.
Yeah, brilliant. How does the people feel?
So, as I said, I'm going to tell you what I did. So, what happened was I kept telling the church I got an announcement to make, We have what you call a Super Sunday every first Sunday. We call it Super Sunday Miracle Healing Service because we pray more for the miracles and healings of people. And Sunday, Super Sunday, because all our locations are supposed to come together in the evening. So I kept telling her I got an announcement. So announcements is really nice when you've come out of a pandemic and you just had stress and what have you. And I kept going, I got an announcement to make, And I got 2 announcements to make. And I made the first announcement, which was we're developing some houses and what have you. And then I goes, but this ain't the announcement to make that. No, I got it the wrong way. I made the announcement at first about Streatham. Then the next announcement, I think, was about the property thing. But I kept saying I got an announcement. Anyway, the point I'm trying to make is I got an announcement to make, and when the time came, what I did, I put on the screen, we got these wonderful screen, pictures of the building. Never said anything, just put the pictures of there. And I had Nathaniel Bassett's song, See What the Lord Has Done. What we waited for has come to pass. And so everybody's looking, because the building is so beautiful and it kind of reminds you of our building in Kilburn, some of the decor. Yeah. Some people was like, is that Kilburn? That's not Kilburn. It looked like Kilburn. And you could hear all of the people in the audience trying to work out, why is Bishop putting this video? Because I didn't tell anybody. And then I said, and I goes, everybody's liking the building. I go, wow. I goes, Brixton, this is now going to be your new building. OMG. Oh my gosh. They were screaming. And you could tell, because as I said, I felt like, everything was happening at Kilburn and Brixton's the main church. And they're like, now they've got a beautiful building, excellent building. Oh, they were so overjoyed. It's so good. But then there's also the emotions of people who are like, oh, we're leaving a place where some people got married, where some people got saved, where some people got baptized. I had to kind of process all of that because I'm a visionary. I'm always at the next thing. Mm-hmm. And my wife had to say to me, John, you got to remember, some people are going to find this difficult. I was like, what's their problem? We're moving on, man. We're going to... And they're like, she goes, no, John. There's sentimental connections that people have. And it's good because I'm a preacher. I had to think and process that myself. And some people, that's the place where God delivered them. And they were like, can't we keep it? No. Can't we? We should have kept it. I was going to say, give us more money, then we'd keep it. Keep it. I had to sell it. That's how we got that. And but it's great. We're having our last service next week, Sunday evening. And we're telling people, if you used to be at Ruach, if you got saved at Ruach, you were a member at Ruach, people said, oh, I didn't get an invitation. You have an invitation now. And if you know a friend, pass the message on. Yeah. Everybody's coming to Brixton on the 25th, 23rd. Is that 23rd? I think it's Sunday, in the evening. It's this Sunday coming, isn't it? Yes. At 6:30 is going to say our last service. And we're going to give God thanks for the great things that happened, the miracles that happened. People got delivered. People got saved. There's such great history. There's great pastors that came out of there who now have churches, leaders who got baptized. It's just a history of great things.
Oh, viewers, I'd like to entreat you to go on over this Sunday, the 23rd of June, 2024. It will be the last service at Ruach City Church in Brixton.
Yeah, 122 Brixton Hill.
Yes. So we're all moving at the end of the month. I'm
Yeah.
coming to. I'm
coming to the
the
30th.
excitement.
Yeah.
I can feel the excitement.
Yeah.
That's brilliant, Bishop. I heard that you're looking for a music director for the new.
Yes, so we have, because of the move, I've had to kind of hold everything at the moment.
Yeah.
But yes, we got some people that has registered to become a music director. We haven't chosen anyone. There's rumors out there, or we've already got them. No, we haven't.
Okay.
We're going through the list, and we're going to, straight after when we move in, we're going to go through that. We're restructuring. It's always a great time with move to kind of put new things in place. We want to get our music side of our church up to par. We were known for music and singing and worship, and there's so many great ideas we have for 2025 if the Lord allows us to see that year. We're going to do some great things.
Brilliant. Bishop, it was another exciting time having you on.
Thank you.
I'd like to have you on again.
We'll do it again.
Yes, brilliant. Viewers, thank you for tuning in to hear all what Ruach City Church is doing. We'll see you soon. Stay blessed.
You are watching Faith World TV. Faith World TV, changing the world with the Word of God.